It is my honor to introduce my friends, Bat Galim and Ofir. Truly an honor. I miss you both, and it's good to see you on screen. Bat Galim and Ofir are the parents to 5 daughters and 1 son, the late Gilad, who was murdered by Hamas terrorists in Gush Etzion in the summer of 2014, along with his 2 friends, Naftali Frankel and Ayal Yefrach. You all might remember the 3 boys that were kidnapped. I will never forget that summer. We spent a lot of time rallying and trying to help and do whatever we could. And in that summer, someone connected me to Ofir's sister, Lihi. And Lihi introduced me to Bat Galim and Ofir, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I've gotten to spend time with them here in the States as well as in Israel. And they, to me, are 2 of the most special people in the world. You are both inspiring and role models, and the things that you're doing, and they are the founder of Sunshine Organization, whose goal is to increase connections in Israeli society and throughout the Jewish world, as well as to bolster optimism among Jewish people. And that is very special, that you're doing the work that you're doing in memory of Gilad, and that he will never, ever be forgotten. And we are all looking forward, and I don't want to say looking forward, but to hearing some meaningful words of chizuk and your story today. So thank you for being here to share with us.
Thank you, Sari, and hi to everyone. We're also very excited that you're with us on a significant and meaningful day. And we want to send also an embrace to all of you that hearing and seeing us, that challenging times of this corona crisis. We know that the Jewish all over the world are suffered, and we know that like you are with us, now we want you will feel that also we are with you. We want to share our story, and we are sure we understand that it's not only our story, but it's the story of all the Jewish nation.
It was Thursday, June 12th. Gilad left his yeshiva, Makom Chaim, to come home for Shabbat. By 1 a.m., he hadn't arrived and we hadn't heard from him. I asked Ofir to call him, but he didn't answer. This was very suspicious because Gilad was on his phone all the time. Every time I called him, he answered or texted me. I asked Ofir to call his friends to check if he left the yeshiva, and they said Gilad left at 10. It had been 3 hours, too long. So we took the car to maybe meet up with him on the way. Meanwhile, Shaer, our oldest daughter, began calling his friends. She called to update us that Gilad left the yeshiva with Naftali Frankel, and he wasn't answering his phone either. At 2 a.m., we went to the police station. They immediately sent a car to the Frankel family, and we prayed that maybe the boys slept there and forgot to tell us. At 3 a.m., we understood they weren't at the Frankel's house. The police were able to trace his phone at 4 a.m., told us they knew it was near Hebron. This was very bad, but we still didn't understand how bad it could be. Many phone calls later, the army also became involved in the search. Am Israel woke up on Friday to a terrible day. We began 18 days of searching, 18 days of uncertainty, terrible days. I called it Chai Yamim because the Chai stands for 18, but also means life. We were sure the boys were alive, and despite our optimism and prayers of Jews throughout the world, the skies collapsed on us. The army worked day and night to find the boys, but in the end, discovered their dead bodies buried in the field. The nation united for a state funeral attended by thousands. During those terrible days, Am Yisrael became united. People from all over the world, from the entire spectrum, religious and secular, right and left, united to support us. It is very hard to deal with this situation when you're alone, but Am Israel came to our home to be with us. Suddenly, we realized that it wasn't only 7 million Jews in Israel who were affected. There are more than 7 million Jews who live in the diaspora, whose hearts were with us. They came to our house, sent letters, emails, WhatsApp, and this gave us the strength throughout those days. The unique spirit continued during Operation Defensive Shield.
There is a big question that we ask ourselves a lot, and also people ask us, what was very unique that in our cases that touched everyone? And I think that the answer is that everyone felt part of something greater than themselves. They felt part of something great to being together. They felt part of something of a nation, and everybody wanted to to do their share. Everyone wished to be better and do better things. They all wanted it to be better for the boys, and it was transformative experience to do this. There was a famous sentence on those days. We were looking for the boys and we found ourselves. We found the good in ourselves, and we like to be in this space. We like being good, feeling good, and I think that we have to be good and united not in times of tragedy, but also in the good times. Some say that it's easy to be united when there is a danger, but it's not easy in day to day. But being united in times of danger is not obvious, and it shows the tremendous potential of strength in our nation. You can't find another nation that behaves like this, that takes care of each other like this, that feels mutual responsibility for each other. So we can be proud of ourselves, but we can't be satisfied. We also need to be like this in our day-to-day lives, when life is good and we are good from a positive place.
I would like to tell you a little bit about Gilad. He was he had the special combination of a young man, serious and thorough in study, and together with this, enjoying the small, simple things in life, laughter and fun. He was also smiling, very responsible in all aspects of life, devoted to his family, his friends, and his country. Responsibility was one of Gilad's main traits. He was one of the younger students in his class, but he felt responsibility for everything, for studying, for his sisters, for his friends, for his students in Bnei Akiva, and etc. He had 5 sisters. He had 5 sisters, and each was sure that Gilad was their best brother, and they had an amazing relationship. He knew how to relate to each of his sisters and to do what was right for each of them. He had meaningful conversation with Shirel, the eldest, would play card games with Tahel and Meitar, and would pick up the youngest, Hallel and Maor, on his shoulders. They all loved him very much and miss him a lot now.
Several months after his murder, his personal diary was discovered along with his book in the burned out car he had kidnapped him in. Through a careful process, much of his diary was saved, and I would like to share some of what he wrote a few months before he was murdered. It was on Tuesday. He wrote, "Yesterday, it was Adar Day in Jerusalem. What joy there was! I haven't been that happy in a long time. I like being happy. My name is Gilad after all, and I've decided I'm going to live up to my name my whole life, Gilad, happy always. I've also noticed a change happening in me. I used to really want to be where it's happiest and full of the most laughter. Now I'm one of who's make that happen. I felt amazing.
Parts of the diary are included in the book I wrote, Expecting My Child. The first year after the murder of Gilad was very complicated period, and for therapy I just wrote and wrote. Although the story is not easy, and I felt and still feel a lot of pain, the book is very optimism because I share the good side and the good deeds of Am Israel. I share many stories of the warm embrace and support we received from the Jews in the diaspora.
As you can understand, our life will change forever. But we would like to tell you about some projects, as Sari said in the beginning, that we are developing and doing good deeds and promoting unity in several different ways. The first one is the Unity Day. The three families have been working together on this project. It happens in June on the Yortza Day, and many communities and organizations all over the world held events to promote unity. On this day, for the past 5 years, we have given a prize at the President House, the Unity Prize of Israel, to three organizations that promote unity around the world.
Another important thing that we are involved in is our organization Sunshine. Bringing light to the world in their memory, which was founded by us in memory of our son Gilad. We have several projects and we will share with you just two of them. One initiative is Operation Sweetheart. Gilad loved to bake, and in honor of his birthday, groups and individuals are all over the world celebrate by baking and distributing baked goods in hospitals, nursing homes, bus stations, etc., and post it on our Facebook page. They spread happiness and sweetness in his memory. Sunshine continued to work on programs and projects and a new initiative to foster optimism and unity among the Jewish people. And the new project, which is about to be launched, is a double Mazal Tov. The project will create a social media platform that will enable the connection among Jews all over the world, celebrating and marking their Hebrew birthday on that same date. If you are interested in more information, you can see our website, Sunshine with O.
So finally, we thank you for letting us share our story. We would like to leave you with a very little message, but I think very important. Despite the distance between us, wherever you are, we are all part of one family. And our strength lies in the good we can accomplish together. So thank you very much, and I hope that there is strength to everyone in this complicated day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. And I know today you guys have already spoken on more than one session, I guess by Zoom these days instead of racing around Jerusalem in traffic, but thank you. And I'm sure it's hard each time to share. You know, I'll tell you something that will be meaningful for you. In 2014, I was here with my family for the summer. My husband works for an Israeli company, and my husband and I met in Jerusalem when we were very young. And we got married, and we had this 2-year Aliyah plan, and everybody knew we were making Aliyah in 2 years, except it took 23 years. In 2014, we were here, and I was out with my children watching a World Cup soccer, and the announcement came on the screen, and I didn't speak Hebrew, I didn't know anything, but there was suddenly just silence. like everybody was like, you know, drinking, and it was outside in Jerusalem and all the screens were projecting, and there was dead silence. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And my son explained to me what was going on. And they said they had found, you know, they made the announcement that they had found, unfortunately, the bodies of the 3 boys. And from there was a whole series of events that obviously ricocheted, including Hamas and the rockets. And I always joke about it, but I say that Hamas was my aliyah shliach, because finally, in the middle of this war, my husband had been dying to come, and I was the one holding out. In the middle of this war, I said to my husband, I know you're not going to believe me, but I really think we should move to Israel. And he couldn't believe me. He was like, what? And we, after planning to move to Israel for 23 years, we came home, we packed up, and we left. And I have this famous conversation that you'll appreciate with my father. I called him and I said, oh, Dad, you know, I was on the phone and I'd recently got back from Israel. And he said, I sleep so much better at night knowing you're back in New York City. He's like, I worry about Hamas and Hezbollah and Egypt. And he gave me his long list of worries and why he's so happy. And I said, Dad, are we making Aliyah next week? And he's like, what? And no one really believed us because we spoke about it for so long. And like literally 10 days after deciding, we were on a plane, we decided if we were coming, we needed to get our kids here for the school year. And we just left and we arrived here. So I know that in all this tragedy, I just wanted to give you that all of this brought another family to Israel. And here we are running programs, reaching thousands of Jews here as well. So a little bit of chizuk from your challenges. But I do want to ask you a couple of questions, if it's okay with you. Mm-hmm. And that is, you know, maybe you can just tell us, because my heart breaks every time I hear these stories. I'm a mother, I cannot imagine. Can you tell us a little bit more about your daughters and how they cope with it? And even you guys, you became famous, or infamous, and famous in a way you probably never wished to be famous for. How did that impact your family?
First of all, tragic like this, it really impact of everyone in the family. And I think it's even was more complicated because it really was something that was private and was something global. And I think the answer is that we're trying, I think every day, even through those days, to find a balance between what to do in privacy and what to do really on public. And let's say that we think that our daughters, each of them, had the challenge with her strength, what she can handle this. But from our point of view, I think it is something that we're doing every day, that we're trying to, first of all, as we said, we're choosing life. I think this is the most sentence we have in our head. And when we're doing things, we're trying to continue. So again, there is a lot of things that the publicity should made us do things and make things. But again, the things of a privacy, let's see, this day bring us the opportunity to do things more privately. And I think this challenge to find a balance between what we're trying to do, it's the answer that we're handling, I think, every day.
Maybe I can add that the most challenged thing that we are needed in those times is to see what we have. And the girls help us very much in this challenge because they're amazing, they're very, very different, and every one of them, they choose life. They're very happy girl, and they give us a lot of strength. So we try. It's not easy, and we don't. We can't do it every minute, but most of the time when I look at them, I get a lot of strength, and I try to see what I have, and I think this is the main thing.
I think that's an amazing blessing to be able to reframe and see. And I think the message you said, to choose life. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than that. While we can't change tragedies and we can't change situations, we can choose life. And I think that message is going to be something the world needs after Corona. And we've had so many losses and so many tragedies out there. So the issue of choosing life. Can you tell us a little bit about projects that you've done in Gilad's memory to keep him, to keep his memory alive? I know that I was aware of like a whole lot of, there was a lot of publicity around the projects in the year afterwards. Perhaps you can address some of these things so that the audience know about them.
Okay. So as Sari said at the beginning, we're really trying on Sunshine to make a project of unity and to bring the strength between Israel and Jewish in diaspora. One of the things that we're doing, it's for the 4 last years, we call Connection, and we make it around Purim and doing a Mishlochei Manot. We had 2,000 Mishlochei Manot. So again, it was a very big challenge on this Corona crisis, but a week before Purim, were in Ben Gurion airport, and every person who left Israel, we gave him a Mishloach Manot and say to him, listen, give it to the first Jewish you will find, a friend, one of the family, even someone you don't know, and tell him that this Mishloach Manot, this package, it's with love from the citizens in Israel to you. And we saw that all these 2,000 were sent all over the world, 18 countries. We even got video and pictures from people who got it all over the world. And it was something that really, we felt the heart of those Jewish who got these packages. Again, we had, on the last year, we had a very, very special competition. We asked from all over the world to suggest an idea that will get and more strength the connection between Israel and diaspora. We got 700 of ideas all over the world. And one of the main things that our organization make it's take the best ideas that we had and trying to make it as a real project. But Galim tell you about this double mazal tov of making a connection between Jews with the same birthday. And I hope that, as I said, from day to day, we're trying to make the good things that making the optimism in our lives. Because again, as Bat Galim said, when you have a glass, you have to look on the half of the full glass, none of the empty. And I'm thinking that in these Corona crisis days, as you said, it's really something we have to take with us, how to get this connection with people that even if they are far from us, like everyone who can heard now, can feel close to us and feel as one group together, that even we are far from each other.
Okay, I appreciate that, and telling us what we can do in leaving us with a special message and giving us an idea of how to get involved. So can you just, for the audience, tell them the name of your organization and the website?
Yes, it's Sunshine, SONSHINE.org.il.
Okay, thank you. And
Thank you.
when your book comes out, I hope you'll be doing a book tour and that we have the honor of having you speak at one of our many events, either Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, or New York. We'd be happy to host you. And with that, thank you. And, for sharing your message and helping enlighten thousands of people and connect them, because I know that if you, an Anglo, watching in New York City, you don't really understand Yom Zikaron, but when people like you share your message, we all feel more part of the Jewish people. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
And guys, so while we're showing the screenshot of the family photos, I will let you know that the next speaker is going to be coming up at 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, we will be interviewing a Druze soldier, and it will be a discussion between him and Rabbi Kermeyer, the founder of Yakir. And I'm just asking you guys to like the post, share it on social media, and to please go and comment on the live feed and send the shares your love and your hugs so they know that you're with them virtually. We never knew that virtual hugs would be so in, and virtual kisses and virtual hearts, but this is the new way. So thank you so much. And we look forward to having you join us for the next session at 4 o'clock. We will have a break for a few minutes while we wait for the next speakers to join us on the dot at 4. Thank you.